Today on Alvarez TV, we have got two powerful dreadnoughts, a DYM 72 and a DYM 70, just pushing those tops. One is Sitka, one is Adirondack. They're both East Indian rosewood backs and sides. And what tops out? Does one have more headroom? Is one woodier? Is one more dynamic? Please join us to find out on Alvarez TV. Had to have my glasses on for that one. Oh man,
nice.
What was that? What was that?
Felt a bit like, don't know.
Crosby,
yeah, it was like 1972, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I like that.
Right. Well, after that, what are we talking about?
Well, today we have these beautiful new dreads that we've just acquired in the last week.
Acquired?
I guess acquired.
Sounds like we've stolen them.
Nefariously acquired.
Lifted.
You have the DYM 72 and I have the DYM 70 Addy top and a rosewood back and sides, and I've got the Sitka and the rosewood back and sides. And there is they are super cannons, these boys, aren't they?
Super cannons. So was it last year we did a episode? I think we talked about it a couple of times. Like, does Adirondack have more headroom? Because then we talked about what do people mean by headroom.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll do a little link to that that show.
Because I thought people mean it has more volume.
Yeah.
And people say it doesn't distort and it's got more headroom than Sitka. And it's harder because it's harder. So we kind of poo-pooed that in a way and just said, well, if you're just measuring hardness, it's very, very slightly weaker or softer than Sitka. However, there is something called modulus rupture.
This is very interesting. This is the bending of wood until it breaks, right?
It's like a test of a material to a point of failure. And we're quoting wooddatabase.com again, as always, because it's fantastic. So modulus rupture on a Adirondack top would fail sooner, likely because it's stiffer. Where a Sitka top is a little bit more flexible. And there lies like all the obvious tonal difference in these two pieces of wood. I'm not convinced. I mean, we could measure it up and, you'd have to play them exactly the same attack and all that sort of stuff. Whether one has more headroom with regard to distortion than the other, I find that a little bit challenging to accept.
It's a very nuanced kind of theory, isn't it? You're into the last 0.1%.
Certainly my ears aren't good enough for that.
I don't think mine are either, to tell you the truth. I can't hear. But I think there's a definite tonal difference.
There's a tonal difference. But I think we talked about it. I can't remember or which episode it was. But people say, Adi is stiffer. Likelihood it is stiffer. So if you've got that top, braced or unbraced, it's got less flex in it than a piece of Sitka.
Yeah.
It's not harder, but it's got less flex. The way it's molecular form, it's the way it's made, the grains, etc. It feels stiffer. I do think you feel that, and again, it's impossible to measure speed, but this does feel like when I just play with super, super soft, I do feel this one will give me a little more volume the softer I play it. Where that one gives you more warmth. The Sitka has more warmth generally. But this one has got a bit of, I don't know, it's really responsive. And what you said before there was more separation to it. Yeah,
it doesn't feel as if it's more brittle or anything, or it's more brittle's a weird word. It sounds like a negative word. I mean, in the sense of its top end, it doesn't sound like it's got more separation in the top end as much as it has more separation in the mids. Or maybe this is humming a bit more in the mids. I'm not 100% convinced.
I think that is.
Yeah. So there's more kind of there's more what's the word, overtones.
I'm tuned all weird. Super clear. Clear.
Yeah, it's very clear.
So before I was thinking this was more woody, sort of.
There's a low more for me, which is a low. It's getting towards 120 hertz, which is the sound of this anyway. That's kind of what that frequency response from here. Anyway, there's more of it.
If I was to wrap up the argument, they're both loud. They both have a similar frequency, except this one is right. There's that whatever that is. This has got it. If you take that frequency out the Adi, you've got that other bit that's more pronounced. It's not it's got all more treble. I guess a bit of more scoop.
Yeah.
So you feel as though it's got more top end.
Yeah.
But I feel as though it's not additional top end. It's as though that it hasn't got that strong mid, and it's letting that upper frequency brightness kind of come out.
Because it's the whole top versus the backs and sides discussion. Because the top is the initial response, isn't it? It's like where the attack is coming from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the back and sides is kind of where all of the energy's reflecting. We've talked about backs as being reflectors, so that's pushing it all out. But it's pushing it past the top, so the top's obviously it's on the way in, but it's on the way out as well, right?
The top is constantly making that. It's driving that frequency to the backs and sides. So the strings vibrating, it's vibrating the top. That's the engine there.
Yeah.
And it's being developed throughout the sound box. If you're wanting a stronger mid and a woodier, I'd even say warmer sounding spruce, Sitka.
Yeah.
Slightly more articulation. It hasn't got more brightness, but it kind of has, but it's got, to me, more, it's actually got a little less mid. arguably more responsive, certainly to this hand, than it's Adirondack. Separation, maybe Adirondack, but again, this is completely balanced. So again, just removing some of that middle frequency, which is probably coming from that stiffer soundboard.
Yeah, yeah.
Is Adirondack. What I'd love to know is, like, I'd love to try these guitars in a year's time.
That is true. That is true, because these are fresh out of the box. I mean, that's
These
the
are
one.
brand new.
The one thing is they're in a sense of, you know, the balance of the experiment, if you want to call it even that. They are both brand new guitars. There isn't like one's been sitting around for a while. They're at the same age in their life, type of thing.
So, like, these guitars, I hope that comes through, because they sound magnificent. And they're the worst they'll ever sound. They're literally just out of the box.
It's so true. It's so true.
Right?
Yeah.
So in a year's time, if they've been played in a similar amount of time, then what happens? Because, you know, we all pay more for Adirondack. Lots of people hanker for Adirondack. The vintage stuff is all Adirondack. This is a flipping great sounding guitar, you know, and it's a gorgeous piece of Sitka, don't get me wrong. So I think, is it then your playing style? Do you want that extra clarity? Do you want that cut?
Well, if you're a flat picker or a finger picker, you probably want two completely different things from a guitar top.
But maybe you're a flat picker that wants the cut, but you want that woodiness and warmth at the same time. And maybe it depends what you're playing in. Yeah. So we're not going to give you a definitive answer today, except, like you all know, yes, Adirondack has more cut. It has less of a something. I would say it has a less stronger middle frequency, which allows that top end separation to come through. It's slightly stiffer. I feel on this hand, it's just, I can play this softer and get more from it. But when I play this with a bit more dig, man, it's robust. Yeah. So
and it just hums.
It's got a hum. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So maybe we didn't answer the question, but we're going to do some full-on A's and B's, finger style, bit of strumming, all that sort of stuff. You can listen for yourself. We'll get the big mics out to do that.
We'll do that, and I think I'll probably put it back into standard tuning rather than having them drop Ds. I mean, we were digging that. We just did that because we were just jamming. But I think in order to hear it properly, we'll put it back into regular tuning. Yeah,
and then you can decide for yourself. But you can't go wrong with either one. I can tell you that.
You can, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. So please let us know.
Thanks, everybody.
Cheers.
See you later.
See ya. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button and consider subscribing to our channel. If you want to watch more videos like this one, click the video on the screen now.